welcome to this week's KeyCam. And today we're going to talk about stress. Stress privately, stress in business, um, can be bad and good. I'm going to talk about the bad stress today. Stress, in if you can call it stress, when you're going to perform and you get adrenaline, that is kind of a good stress because without adrenaline you cannot perform. But the bad stress is more of a stress that tears you apart, that the kind of stress that you're getting from financial stress, which I'm sure everybody at some point in life have had. But you can have it really bad. Your business can be crushed. You hear, if you listen to social media, lots of well-known established people, they got to where they are from being in a really dire situation. They lost everything. They were in a dire situation. They have to build everything up. They learned so much from that. To be honest, there's nothing better to have in your CV and to look back at, to learn from, because if you know how to build up a business once, you can do it many, many, many times. And if you know how to deal with stress once, you can do it many times. Um, in my book Walk Tall, you have the confidence stairs, and there is a level called set point mode, which you have to, when you get your tools to come into set point mode and move up forward from that, you will never fall as deep as into like a stress situation. So you can read more about that in the book. Stress. If you're in financial despair, if you lost a job, if you're going to do something over and over every day on a daily basis that you really get stomachache from, then you get this negative, this bad stress that really can tear you apart, and that will affect your health because the body's open the pain doors, all of them, and you get physical illnesses from it too. So how do we deal with it? It's a good subject. It's a good topic to talk about. First of all, you have to understand that even if it's hard to control stress emotionally, you learn as you go through it that there's no other way to control stress than to use your discipline and you use your own mind, because it's your own mind that you are up against. Okay? So make two parallel lines. One is the systematic lines and the other one is the emotional. In the systematic line, you have to get to the core of the stress. What is stressing you and how do I change it? Because it has to change. You can't take away stress if you don't make some kind of change. And everything starts inside here. All changes starts inside here, in your mind. So systematically you have to get to the core and you have to work yourself away from there. Set up goals. What are you doing day by day to change the situation? What are you doing? What goals are you setting? And your mind has to be set on change. In the emotional line, which is the line that probably is dragging you down because you feel so much and you can't sleep, you can't eat, you're in total despair. Well, I know what it feels like. I'm sure a lot of you, maybe all of you watching this, knows too. So, in the emotional line, you have to be disciplined because your body and mind is going to come back all the time to things that are uncomfortable because the body remembers those things. So you have to change that memory. Remove it and replace it with something else. Replace it and repeat what you're replacing it with so that takes over. It works. It works. Believe me, I have been there, done that. It works. So the emotional line, you have to focus on something else. Focus on the future, focus on your goals, focus on that you are already in a new situation. And feel the feeling of how that feels. Because the feeling means everything. If you cannot feel what you're thinking and saying, it's not for real. Because this is really simple but hard at the same time. What you focus on, what you have in your mind is reality. What's not in your mind is not alive. What is not in your mind is not alive. Think about that. And at the same time, you have the systematic line where you are dealing with the practicality of the problem. If you do it this way, it works. I have tried it. It works. And you can do it too. Because it happens all over and over that we come into problems, despair, that we're emotionally attached to something. We have to let that go and focus forward. So that's really the main part I wanted to talk about today, about stress. And get back at me if there's any subject in particular that you want me to talk about. Otherwise, let's move on for another 2 weeks, and then I will see you again. Take care. Bye.